So, after seeing some people rank things related to Thomas, and after seeing Thomas Fan261 rank the voices of Thomas, Percy, and James, I felt like it was time for me to rank something. And what better way to rank something related to my favorite human character, Meggy. Meggy's voices over the past few years have had quite the range of talent. Some have voiced her greatly, while others not so much. So today, I'll be ranking every single Meggy voice from worst to best. And yes, that includes the fandom voices as well. Some quick ground rules: her official English voices don't count, as most of those just are cover voices from the Splatoon games. Also, disclaimer, this is entirely my opinion. So anyway, let's get started. Coming in at dead last is Jacqueline Amy.
Alright, let's look Meggy Spletzer up on Google Images. Meggy wants spaghetti, Meggy wants spaghetti, I want spaghetti! So SMG Jr., what are you doing for the war theme this year? Mario, please go with your heart even if it hurts mine.
Now I know this is technically an AI voice, but this voice from Meggy just doesn't work. It sounds terrible. You're trying to tell me that this sounds like Meggy?
No wonder Jake sounded so mad when you were on the phone with him. You two are in love!
Yeah, no. She gets a 1 out of 10. That 1 point coming from the old world of Gmod. Up next is Las Latias, the person with the most NPC sounding voice that I've ever heard.
Sorry Mario. You piece of shit. Just cook.
To put it bluntly, this voice doesn't work. You could just tell that she's not even trying, and the fact that she was put inside a series like this really just doesn't sit right for me. I much prefer listening to Tiny and Ultimate because they really put their effort into it, but I'll get to that later on in the video, so stay tuned. In summary, Las Latias clearly doesn't have the effort to put into it. I mean, it's not really entirely her fault that she's not putting effort into it, but still, I've heard better voices than this. Coming in at 6th place is Lizzie Freeman. Now, believe it or not, Freeman is actually the first person on this list that I think is a good sounding Meggy voice. Anyway, Freeman's voice for Meggy is actually really good. I know there's a few people who don't like it, but I think I'm in the minority and I think it's good. But if there's anything to critique it with, well, it's the fact that, well, it barely gets a chance to shine, so to speak. What I mean by that is that most of the time Meggy appeared, all of Freeman's lines were just archival recordings. But when Freeman gets a chance to shine, damn is it great. Sunset Paradise is where her voice portrayal of Meggy really peaked in my opinion, as you can tell that she was just having a blast voicing her. But still, Freeman is a voice who really isn't worth screaming about in all honesty. As a whole, bar a few gems, she gets a 7 out of 10. She's definitely good, don't get me wrong, but I've seen or heard much better voices from Meggy. Up next is Adrenaline, the original voice of Meggy in Color Sphere's Meggy and Destiny series.
No, I'm determined. I walked in wanting a candy apple. I will leave with that candy apple. That better not be who I think it is. What? You're Candy Apple? Not really. We're just at a restaurant. I could be training right now.
Adrenaline honestly did a really good job voicing Meggy, but again, it's not really worth writing home about. I do have to give her a lot of credit though, and she definitely has that feistiness Meggy has. Well and all, she's definitely good, but as I said, there's been other actors who have done better. Up next is Tiny G.
Hey, Dusty, is it too late to drop off a Christmas present? First. Perfect. Here you go.
Wait!
Wow, she actually fell for that? Then again, of course she would. She's like the dumbest person I know.
Freak number only gets larger.
Careful who you speak to.
You don't know how much I've wanted to share my story with you.
I'm glad you shared it with me.
Tiny G is probably on par with Adrenaline in terms of voicing Meggy, although she hasn't really voiced her all that much. She's only voiced her in Director Brian's Kingdom Within, and that Christmas entry to Color Sphere did. But as a whole, she's still really good. Not great, but still really good. Now, on to the actually great Meggy voices. Kicking out the top 3 is Elsie Lovelock.
That's it! No more hacks, no more juice, and no more shrooms!
Lovelock's one of those actors who just works as Meggy. In fact, I say she's a lot better than Lizzie Freeman, but that's just my opinion. Something that I also really like is that she tries to replicate Lizzie's voice, but also does her own spin on Meggy's voice. I don't know if that was intentional, but damn, it works. Lovelock also has a lot of gems in terms of voicing Meggy, from her debut in Do Not Enter to currently. And for me, she peaked her best in Spaghetti, which is definitely her best role. In my opinion, Lovelock was great at voicing Meggy. She's definitely had her occasional share of duds, but my god, did she have her amazing moments. Elsie Lovelock gets a 9 out of 10. Just missing out on the top spot is Horizon.
Aiden, you know, I used to find it really hard to move on and stuff. I mean, look at what happened to Dusty, and then my friend Horizon. She didn't see it with us, but she still saw what happened, and the last I spoke with her, she was actually pretty anxious.
Horizon's one of those voice actors who, admittedly, I was concerned about at first. When I first heard her voice in Elite Aiden's video, The Depression, I was actually curious as to what she was going to do for today's series. And when I heard her voice when she recorded her lines for Where Worlds Impact, my god, she was amazing. And that's saying something. It's surprising to think how much Horizon nails the portrayal as Meggy. She balances herself with Kristen Mag really well. At least from what I've heard anyway. In my opinion, I think Horizon is definitely a great pick for a substitute Meggy voice. She gets a 9.5 out of 10. But for me, the all-time GOAT of Meggy voices is Ultimate Spirit. Ultimate owns this character's voice. Her vocal range as Meggy is absolutely phenomenal. She's everything you could wish for, whether it be from her emotional line deliveries.
I guess I'm just worried where SMG4 will go, and if eventually everything will go back to normal. The whole event scared me, Mario. I thought we lost SMG3 and SMG4 for a brief moment.
To her portrayal as Dark Meg.
Sadly, she forced this on herself. I never wanted to kill her, but she kept rejecting me. Because of you!
It just goes to show how much effort a voice actor puts into voicing a well-loved and sometimes controversial character. To end off this video like Thomas Fan261 finished off his Thomas Voices Ranked video, it was a compilation of Ultimate being amazing. Just take it all in.
SMG4? You better have that narrator take back what the hell he stated about my cooking being compared to Mario's, or I will kick your Nico kneecaps! You may have won, Zerg, but no matter what, we still have faith.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm still having nightmares from last week, you know? I don't think I'll ever recover from that. Did you just say more than friends? But why? What about Peach or Spaghetti for that matter? I'm neither of those.
Oh, Dusty, of course I wouldn't panic over a little thing. And besides, I had a great vacation, and I'll tell you all about it once I get home and find Percy. Girls! Thomas needs these directions to find Percy! Now would you please, will you two just pack it in? Hey, Karina? Me, Mario, and Thomas have been talking, and since you don't have a home or parents anymore, how would you like to be a part of our family?